Welcome back. Been a little while, sorry about the wait, but we're now back, and today we're filming Steve's S14 and we're going to be painting the engine bay. So this is a drag setup. It's got an S14 normally in it, obviously it's out at the moment, full wiring harness and loom in there. We've just started sanding it down. What I think we'll do to start off is we'll just do a quick time lapse of us sanding this down flat. After that we'll get into doing all the paint work and doing all that, and we'll show you what's going on. Alright guys, we've just finished cleaning up the engine bay and sanding it down. Steve's just given it a quick blowout with the compressor, just so it's all the dust is gone. Next step is to wax and grease remove. I'll just show you quickly. So as you can see, we've just sanded down the high fill primer. We have some spots here that we've broken through, but that's fine. We're going to paint over that with a nice gloss black with a bit of metallic in it. So as you can see, mostly just around here we're going to be painting. The middle of the engine bay we're going to come down to the chassis rails, just here, because otherwise with the motor in you won't see any of the rest of it. And then down the back here we're going to paint all the way across, and the rest of it. So a little bit on the front. It should look really nice once we're done. Steve's just getting ready to grab the gun out. We're going to wet the floor down and get some more plastic on the car, because we've broken through a couple spots. And then once that's all done, we should be good to go. It's looking really good, nice and flat now. Before we had a bit of orange peel in it, and it wasn't too nice, but it should look really nice once painted with the gloss, and it should come up really clean. So we're going to mask everything up, wrap all the wiring harness and the rest of it, and then we'll be ready to paint. So we'll be back with you once it's all wrapped up. We might do another quick time lapse. Alright guys, so back, we've actually just hung the airline up here, just to give off the ground. Easier moving around and working on the car. We've just sprayed the floor and the walls just to wet them down and get rid of the dirt first of all. Steve's over here just removing all the dust with some wax and grease remover, and just getting rid of the rest of what doesn't come off with air. We've taped up the bags over here, all the stuff that we don't want to get paint on. The wiring harness isn't so bad if we get paint on it. It's still going to work, and the rest of it. We've got all the slave cylinders and lots of stuff taped up. Rest of the car is done as well. We've had a couple holes in it, so we've fixed them up, and the rest of it. We're just setting up a little bit of PPE, so safe gear, so that we can protect ourselves from the fumes of the paint. So I've got a mask down there, Steve's is up there, and we've got all of our painting supplies down there. Paint's over here on the floor, and we're just making sure everything's all sorted. Once it's done and Steve's finished with what he's doing, we're going to close down the doors, shut it all up, and wet the whole garage. I've started to move stuff from around the car out here, just so it's out of the way, and we don't get paint on it, because obviously when we're painting, stuff is going to go everywhere. So better to move it now than get paint on it and have to try and clean it after. So it's all looking pretty good. The engine bay is nice and sanded down, as you can see. So Steve's done a wax and grease remove over here, so this is what it's going to look like. I won't touch it obviously, but that's what it's going to look like. It's nice and flat. Ready for our nice glossy matte, nice glossy pearl black on there, and it should nice little sparkle to it once we're done. So as you can see, obviously everything's taped up, and yeah, it should be good. So we'll get to painting shortly once we've all got everything closed up. I'll show you what our next step is. We've got our hose here ready to go when we need to wet it down again, just to make sure it's all double wet. And yeah, so I'll catch up with you guys shortly. All right, got Steve's little workbench over here. Mix some colour up. So we just went down.
A whiteboard.
A whiteboard. So we've got a whiteboard as our working table. It's very professional.
Yeah, we're on a budget, so
we just pop down the shop for these little cups so we can thin out the paint. So we can do 2-to-1 ratio. We didn't actually have a stick so that we could work it out, so they gave us some cups, which should help us. We've got all what we need. So this is the clear, I'm guessing.
No, that's thinners.
That's thinners.
That's really racing thinners.
Thinners. Got the paint here. Is this already pre-mixed?
Yeah, that's pre-mixed. Black pearl. So it's a whole bunch of colours mixed together, really.
Can't really see it very well. Once Steve pours it out into the pot, we'll get a better look at it. And then once that's done, we'll throw it on the gun and get some things going. Obviously in here we've got our guns and the rest of it. Steve has some nice stuff. Very nice. I'm not sure what all of this stuff is, but I mean I know the basic of it, but I don't know what the whatever the specifications of it are. But as you can see, he's pouring out that pearl now. You can see a little bit of nice colour coming out of that.
Do you want to get out in the sun? Have a look.
And we'll get it out in the sun. Come out here, wait for the camera to adjust a little bit.
Oh, it's a bit bubbly.
Nice and sparkly. So this is the same colour that we actually painted my brakes on the Golf. And yeah, it's a beautiful colour. It's good in the light. Obviously on my Golf you can't really get to see it in the light because the wheels are in the way. So that might be changing so that we can actually get a good view of the brakes in the car. But today's Steve's car, so we'll worry about that later on. So we're just going to put her in the cup and get her going, and then we're going to throw it on the gun. This one, from what I remember,
Jesus, getting windy. That's not good.
so as you can see, it's a little bit windy. Probably not a great thing. Hopefully once we shut the door it should be alright, but we don't want it windy because otherwise the paint's going to go everywhere and spray in places we don't want it to go. So once we've got the gun set up, I'll get Steve just to walk us through it a little bit of the setup we're going to be using, and obviously what we're going to be doing other than painting the car. So leave it with us for now. We'll get everything set up and we'll come back to you next. Alrighty guys, a little bit harder to hear me. I'm wearing a face mask now just to be safe, but got a little wet floor. We're good to go. As you can see, there's me with the mask on. Got Steve over here in his paint suit, good to go. He's going to quickly spray himself off, and then we're good to go. So here we go, first round. Alright, in the black comes. Alright guys, so that's the first coat down, all done and ready to go. Steve's just checking it over now, taking a look at the first coat of paint. Looks really nice, sorry about the plastic bag over the lens, just keeping it clean. Looks like a good coverage in the engine bay obviously. And we've also done along the front frame support. Sorry if it's a little bit hard to hear me over this mask and the air compressor, but we've just got to protect ourselves from what it is. Still wet floor, so we're all good to go. We're going to come with paint round 2 in a second. We're just going to let this dry just for a minute or so. We are now on paint number 2. Steve's just getting in there painting now. Coming out really nicely. It's not painting as well as what we'd like, but we seem to be, the second paint seems to be going down a little bit better than the first. guys, first coat of clear. Steve's going to lay it down. I'll just grab the torch off him here. And then we're going to get started. So, off we go. Alright, we just finished painting the car. Steve's here just cleaning off the gums, making sure they're all good to go. And we don't leave any paint in them for the dry, slash clear coat and the rest of it. The car is over here. I'm just going to put my mask on, might be a bit muffled. So over here, it looks really nice. Let me just grab my phone out and I'll just show you the final coat. We did 2 coats in the end. So as you can see, really nice pearl in it. That looks really good. We're just letting it dry off now. As you can see there, look at that. Woo. So it's like a blacky blue with like a really heavy pearl in it. So once it's dried off, we'll be able to get it out and have a look at it. At the moment we're going to let it dry for the next couple of hours. And we're pretty much done. Steve's just obviously cleaning up and finishing up what we're done. Alright guys, a couple hours later we've actually gone out and come back, let the car dry a little bit so that the paint goes off, looks a little bit nicer as well than when it's first wet. I've got a little light here just so I can show you the metallic fleck in the paint as well. Really awesome job Steve did. Obviously it's his car as well, but he's great at his paint work and the rest of it. Really makes the engine bay look pretty classy. Obviously when the motor's back in, we'll do another video just so you can see it and show it off a little bit. But yeah, crazy transformation of what it was this morning to what it is now. I hope you enjoyed the little video of what we just did. Hopefully it inspires maybe you to do it to your car. And next is the Mark 6R for it to be repainted. Enjoy, thank you for watching. See you guys.